Yo, what's good? It's your boy Big Steve, and welcome to the Haze and Blue, where we smoke and talk Michigan football. So let's get into it. So Michigan will be taking on Alabama, a rematch of last year's Rose Bowl game, and what's going to be called the next year bowl. That's basically what it comes down to. We know that just like Michigan, Bama's going to be with a lot of players. A lot of players didn't hit the transfer portal. So this is basically just a chance for a couple players to audition maybe for other teams or to get themselves more momentum going into next year's season. Uh, a couple players already hit the portal for Michigan, and I don't want to disrespect them and saying nobody that we really needed. But so far, we haven't lost too many important players who I feel that Michigan needs to keep. And a couple of these players we probably see in the next year's bowl against Bama. And so a couple of them probably just go ahead and sit out and just wait till next year. But there are a lot of players that we definitely need to look to make sure we can secure and keep out the transfer portal or even enter the draft. So, first off, I just want to give a couple players on the offense side of the ball. Benjamin Hall will be a junior next year. Show potentials. Probably can be a power back with a little speed to him. And Jordan Marshall, Mr. Ohio, the freshman, got a couple snaps towards the end of the season. But these two players, I feel, definitely can be a top 5 running back room next year, possibly or surprisingly. Definitely hope both of these dudes come back. Has very high expectations for both of them, and they definitely a cornerstone we can use in next year's offense. We haven't named the offensive coordinator yet, but hopefully these two dudes are a part of the plan. I know we got Bryce Underwood coming in. I know we're excited about what the new offense is going to look like, but we still have to stick to the Michigan roots of having a good backfield. Um, the receivers, it ain't too many, ain't too much to talk about as far as the offensive weapons Michigan had this year. But I will say, Marlon Klein and Hogan Hassan definitely have a lot of upside as tight ends for next year's system. Samaj Morgan, I definitely hope don't enter the portal. I definitely feel this dude can be a major weapon in the right system. He can catch the 50-50 balls. He can run the routes. So I hope he definitely stays, man. So the offensive side, like I said, it wasn't too many bright spots. We're definitely going to have to hit the portal hard when it comes to offensive linemen. We heard that Gentry started a couple games at right tackle, has already entered the portal. And so has, I can't even think of his name right now, but he was the center to start the season off. He has entered the portal as well. I don't know if Hanadi's going to come back, but we do have Link and Greg Kempen. So we definitely going to have to at least get 2 or 3 established offensive linemen in the portal. And then just to flip over to the defensive side of the ball, Ernie Hausman, or as Nebraska, I like to call him, showed some flashes of being a Big Ten, all Big Ten caliber linebacker, especially towards the end of the season against Ohio State. Dude definitely stepped up big. Brandon Hillman, another guy. If you watch that Indiana game, dude is a motherfucking hitter. We definitely need to find a way. Jair Hill, the tall corner, definitely stepped up towards the end of the season once again. When Will Johnson was out majority of the season, Jair Hill, he definitely grew as the season went on. So it's definitely excited to see how that secondary going to be looking. D lineman. We know Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant are probably going to be day one players in the draft. So Rashad Benny, the senior this year, suffered a leg injury against Bama in the Rose Bowl last year. Came back, made a couple big plays, but didn't have the year he quite wanted to have. We definitely can use him another year. And the great thing about NIL, if you're not guaranteed a, first 2 rounds projection, why not come back for another year, easy money? Etta, the sophomore out of Texas, number 17, he definitely showed some flashes of potential at D-line, and also did Bandit, number 91, the sophomore as well, 2 sacks. So offensive line and defensive line is definitely a position where we're going to have to hit the portal. But it will make things a lot easier if we can bring back these 3 core D linemen. Like I say, Rashad Benny and Etta, I can't say his fucking name, but y'all see him. And Brandon, like I say, definitely showed some potential. Was 2 players I didn't see much coming into the season, but they are the 2 players who, outside of the normal rotation, made the biggest impact that we need to bring back. And then on the edges, Derek Moore, I ain't gonna say he didn't have the season that he definitely played. He played big. The numbers that wasn't there as far as the sacks goes, but a lot of those Isaiah Stewart sacks were created off the pressure from Derek Moore. TJ Guy, with Isaiah Stewart going to the league, TJ Guy is definitely a player that we can use to come back off that edge. And I put Joshawn Barham with this group as well, because I feel that we definitely can use him more off the edge as well. So these 3 guys right here can generate a lot of pressure for Wink Mendel second year. But it's going to be one more major player, and that's going to be, should Ron Moore return for another year? Ron Moore, one of my favorite players in Michigan history, came onto the scene as a young player from Ohio, 3-star. As a freshman, saw a lot of playing time. Tore his ACL coming back for his senior year. It seemed like he's already been at Michigan for about 5 or 6 years now, because he played so many games. But if he not get hurt, he was definitely a top 5 safety coming into the year. Once again, with NIL, it will not hurt. If you're not projected first or second round and you got a chance to come back and raise your stock and not only make money, Rob Moore, definitely a Michigan fan favorite. Definitely is somebody that Wink Mendel and Sherrod Moore need to do everything they can to keep this kid in Ann Arbor. Once again, definitely coming from a torn ACL injury, set out the whole year. Then he have another spring to recover, which I think he will be ready to go in the fall season. So those players are going to be big, man. Those players are going to be big. And then we all know with Bryce Underwood coming to Michigan, that everybody's going to want to know what is Jaden Davis going to do. And I believe personally, he's probably going to get some snaps this game. He's probably going to get some snaps this game. With Mac Brown leaving North Carolina, I'm pretty sure North Carolina is going to be pursuing this guy nonstop. But I hope he stays around and compete next year against Bryce Underwood. So Jaden Davis, I hope that he stays. But if he get approached by a North Carolina and they giving him the bag, why not? But so there you have it, man. Next year bowl against Bama. I don't even know what the fuck the name of the bowl game is, but with everybody's going to be sitting out on both sides of the ball. Like I say, no Coastal Loveland. Donovan Edwards maybe sit out as well. I'm pretty sure Sherrod Moore going to want to use this opportunity to see who he has coming back next year and some players he can use to build some momentum going into next season. But whoever it is, man, I'm going to be excited to see who it is because Michigan plays Oklahoma next year, second game of the season, and I will be there. But other than that, go motherfucking Blue.